Hi there, this is Jennifer with Brome Fields, and today we're going to be working on the pine tree knit stitch. I just did a one set repeat so that because it's a cast on 12 stitches, and I want to keep the videos kind of short and sweet, and doing a 24 stitch repeat is definitely lengthens the video quite a bit, and I think you guys get it just doing the one repeat, and you can watch it over and over again, which is what I do. So you want to cast on a multiples of 12 plus 1, and so I have 13 stitches on my needle, and on the pattern I wrote it up just a little differently because our even rows are the back side of our work and they're all purl rows, so I kept that row separate from rows 1, 3, 5, and 7 so that you can see how you increase stitches here and you decrease stitches here and then you increase stitches here to create the diagonals. All right, so let's get started. And these are pretty easy stitches. All right, I'm gonna go ahead a little bit closer here so I can focus a little better. And it's a little cloudy out, so my light is coming and going. So we're going to knit 1 and then yarn over, knit 1, and then we're going to slip 1, knit 1, pass slip stitch over. So we're going to slip 1 purlwise, knit 1, and pass the slip stitch over. And then we're going to knit 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to knit 2 together, so we have that right decrease. And then we're going to knit 1, yarn over, and then we're going to knit this last stitch. That's stitch number 13. So always we knit that last stitch on every row. And now we're going to purl all of our stitches. This is row 2. Now on the pattern, you also probably noticed, if you've been following me for a while, usually I write out slip 1, knit 1, pass slip stitch over. However, that all becomes one stitch. So whenever I'm going back and I'm counting my stitches in my pattern, written pattern, it's kind of confusing and I have to remember that's all one stitch. So I just recently saw that in a pattern where it had SKP for slip 1, knit 1, pass slip stitch over, and that really helped me whenever I read the pattern, so I know that's all one stitch. All right, so row 3, we're going to knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, slip 1, purlwise. So if we were going to slip 1 knitwise, we would go this way, but we're just going to slip 1 purlwise, knit 1, and pass the slip stitch over. So that gives us our left leaning decrease here. So we have a left leaning decrease. And now we're going to knit 3 stitches, knit 2 together, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, and then knit this last stitch. All right, so now we're going to purl row 4. It's all purl stitches. And sometimes I like to count my stitches on my all purl side to make sure I increased the right amount of stitches. Sometimes I forget to do the yarn overs. Alrighty, so now we're ready for row 5. So I'm going to knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, slip, knit, pass over. So we're doing that left decrease, and then we're going to knit 1, and we're going to knit 2 together for that right lining decrease, knit 1, yarn over, and then we're going to knit 2, and then we're knitting that last stitch. So we're increasing here, decreasing here, and increasing here, and that's what brings us together, those points together. All right, and now we're going to purl all of our stitches. Now we're ready for row 7. Oops. I'm gonna lose all my yarn. Row 7. So we're going to increase on this side. So we're going to knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and yarn over, knit 1, and this one is a little different. So we're going to slip 1 purlwise, and instead of knitting 1, we're going to knit 2 together, and then we're going to pass that slipped stitch over those 2 that we just knit together. So we bring it to a point, and then we're going to knit 2 together, or no, we're going to knit 1. So we knit 2 together, pass the slip stitch over, and now I'm going to knit 1, yarn over, knit 3, and then we're knitting this last stitch. And then row 8 is all purl stitches. I think you guys got that. We'll take a look here. So that's what it looks like whenever it all comes together. You can see where we did the knit 2 together there, and that gives us our peak. And then you just repeat that pattern, those 8 rows over and over again, and that creates the pine tree. So that's a very neat pattern there. I really like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's new knit stitch, and I will see you guys again next week. Thank you so much for watching.